Why?
My mother.
She convinced you to?
No, she didn't. At first, she was like, she understand why I didn't want to date. But then I was like, to do the right thing, you know? Instead of just, because I would have ended up being in jail still, and he'd have go home, you know? So just say, it made no sense for me to be in jail doing all this time by myself. So that's why he up and decided to date him.
Did you ever think about Gabe Lerner's family?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot, you know. But ain't nothing I could do right now, you know.
If you could tell them something right now, what would you say?
Really and truly, I don't think nothing I could tell them right now for, you know, make them feel any better. So, to me, I won't have nothing to say right now, but if time comes, like in the future, probably write a letter, I wanna.
Looking back on it now, what would you have done differently, maybe from small?
Listen to my family, what they were trying to show me. You know.
What advice could you give maybe some other young men that are out there walking the wrong path?
To avoid following company, listen to the parents, you know. Stay in school, because that's one thing I messed up. I didn't stay in school. Avoid being caught up in a lot, you know.
How do you think that we as a community could help young men like you from not getting in here or not getting shot on the street?
More like centers for the youths, more community centers. Give the youth something to do to keep them active. You know? Or if they ain't active, that's when they're gonna get idle. And that's when you're idle, that idle mind, think stuff and do stuff. You know?
But how do you get to that point where you say, I'm gonna go rob a house?
Like, you know, as a youth, you don't get no jobs. And you don't want to depend on your mother and your father for anything. You want to be able to go and buy things for yourself, get money for yourself and do things. So once you don't get a job, you're going to just say like, man, like how I used to think, like, man, I need some money. You're looking like you get some money, I'm going to rob him, you know. But now, looking back on it, stupid.
What would you do with the money?
Spend it, buy stuff. And that's it. No.
Did you feel a need to maybe keep up with other kids in school that had things that you didn't have, or?
No, I just didn't like depending on my parents or anything.
But instead of going out and getting a job, you wanted fast
I went
cash,
old enough
right?
for a job, so
Okay.
it's when I really turned 16 is when I had my first job, really.
What was YRC like for you the first time?
Hell.
When this special edition of Eye on the Islands returns, Southwell talks about his experience at the Territory's Youth Rehabilitation Center, the threats he faced for testifying against his partner in crime, and the gang culture that he says is steering today's youth down the wrong path.
If you think it's hip to be in a gang, listen up. I got into a gang at the age of 13. At 21, I was in and out of prison for the next 17 years. I got shot 13 times. Now I'm 44, and I'm here to tell you, the drugs, the money, the sex. It's all there, waiting for you. First, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to give up half your life or more to be in a gang?
What was YRC like for you the first time?
Hell. Cause I went there with people that I didn't know and intersect with problems, but I was away from my family, you know. But and then I just keep going back.
Why wasn't it enough to keep you out of there? You say the experience was hell, so why would you keep doing the same things to land you back in YRC?
I thought that I got away.
You thought you could get away with it?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the mentality of most kids on the street who are doing crimes?
You could say some of them ignorant, they want you to know they do something, but some of them, yes, like think they could get away with it.
Why do you think some of them would want you to know they're doing something?
Because they like to be known, like nowadays, they want to think this bad man. They want people to look at them and say, be afraid of them. You know, so they're going to do things so people can know, like, yeah, they do this, they do that, so people could be afraid of them, you know.
Did you ever feel that way or want that type of recognition?
No. Why? Why would I, why would I? I don't want people to look at me like a bad man so people could fear me, you know.
Were you afraid of Mr. Fret?
No.
No? So why did you go along?
Because I be my boy, you know. I thought, you know, the man being a real friend, you know, that to see that we get hold. I thought he'd just, you know, cut first really and truly. I was telling them on me, you know, nothing, you know. But then he started pouring all the blame on me. So I just say, you know what, just tell them. You know.
What other kinds of things you said that you feel the youth today have nothing to do, they're just idle?
Yeah.
What kinds of things would you like to see provided for them?
Like I said, more centers, after school programs, sports, like some of them like to play basketball, baseball, football. To keep them active, you know, instead of just being idle, saying no, and just one day take up a gun, go and shoot somebody, grab somebody.
Did you ever have your own gun?
Yeah.
When was the first time you picked up a gun?
Well, when I was probably 13, 14.
Was it easy for you to get it?
Yeah. No problem.
Do you think that's part of the problem, is that guns are readily available out there?
In that gun is just available, it's just how your mind is. And you could get a gun now and you won't do nothing. You could just get a gun just for protection, you know. So ain't to say guns is a problem. Is people with guns is problem. You know? People with guns that they mind in set is the problem. Guns ain't a problem. A gun can't just kill somebody. It's somebody with a gun could kill somebody, you know. So to me, guns ain't a problem. It's the people with guns is the problem.
So how do you think that we change the mindset?
I don't think you could change the mindset of some of them. Well, it's only if they want to listen, if they want to do it for themselves. Like me, I decide to do it for myself. You know, so if they decide to do it for themselves, it's the only way their mindset gonna be different. But if they don't choose to do it, they're gonna be the same old.
How did you change your mindset? Is it something that happens overnight, all of a sudden?
No, it don't happen overnight all of a sudden. You got to work on it every day. And I've been working on mine from the day I got arrested. So that's how mine don't get changed.
So what do you want to change about yourself?
There's nothing else I want to change about myself, but it don't change. But it just for everybody to realize it.
How have you changed already?
Yeah. Right now, I ain't how I used to be when I was younger. To tell you that honest truth. I used to be like a real problem child, you know, so I cool out, and I ain't only doing it for me, I'm doing it for my family, you know, and my family friends, you know, people who looking out for me, who are there for me, you know, me just doing it for me, I'm doing it to make them proud, and I do it for myself to make me proud. You know, so.
What about the people who haven't gotten to this point yet, that they're not serving a life sentence for murder? Before they get to that point, how do we change the mindset? What do you recommend?
Instead of just being out on the streets, look at job, do something, keep yourself occupied, instead of doing illegal stuff, you know, like, me gonna like, I wasn't no sin, I was doing a lot of illegal stuff, you know, so. Instead of just being out there, do something constructive, you know, and it's up to them.
What is your plan for while you're serving your time to make yourself a better person?
Trying to do everything, obtain my GED, everything I could do, every program, I trying my best to do, you know. So it will look better on me for parole time and everything, you know.